Okay, hello everyone. Today I wanted to do a quick video showing off Suzuka, because it's going on real life right now, Japanese Grand Prix 2024. I found a pretty solid mod for the 2022 era cars. Yeah, we're going to check how close we can get to the actual times for the 2022 Japanese Grand Prix. The first thing I wanted to show starting off here is actually how hard it is to just jump in and start racing these F1 cars, because the first thing that it's going to present you with in Assetto Corsa, for those in the know, is all this setup stuff. Now when you're watching the race in real life and you see the hundreds of people surrounding each car fiddling with bits and bobs on it, this is the kind of stuff that they're changing. Obviously there's tires to change, there's the amount of fuel in the car. Then there's all this electronic stuff which can be controlled on the driver's wheel, like how much charging from the brakes that they get and they're putting into the battery versus how much is going into the engine. The engineers in the garage can change the angle of the wings, they can change the alignment of the tires, meaning how much they tilt in or out vertically and horizontally at the same time, called toe and camber. Yeah, and all this stuff, when you jump in, it actually makes a real genuine difference. Like if you change the anti-roll bars, for example, it changes how much the car is allowed to tilt side to side as you go around hard corners, and that changes the dynamics of the car and how much grip is going to the outside wheel versus all four wheels, and yeah, it makes an actual genuine difference. So you gain a lot of respect for what the engineers and the drivers are having to work together on to find the actual optimal setup for the car for any particular track. It changes for every track, it changes per driver, per driving style, it changes for the temperature of the track on that particular day, whether it's cloudy or whether it's hot. Yeah, it's massively complicated, and I just kind of play with this stuff and figure out what does what, and it's way easier to learn what to do with all this stuff on like a basic car, on a simple car where you can maybe just change the alignment and the fuel and that's all. You learn what that does, and then you eventually work your way up to changing like what all this damper stuff does on F1 cars. I didn't change it because I don't know what half of this stuff does still, to be honest, but at least in Assetto Corsa it gives you a little bit of a readout of what it does. But it always tells you that, hey, just changing this setting does one thing, but if you change a related setting over here, it affects that one, and it's crazy complicated. Anyway, I've got one that I think works well enough for my purposes here. I called it 130 real because that's my goal for today, is to hit a 130 lap time. The closest I've managed in warm-up here is 134. So we're going to do a little tour of the track coming out here off the start-finish straight and the pit lane, pitching it around this right-hand corner that decreases in radius for the second one, kind of a compound corner there. And we're actually going to change the engine mode to charging and the MGU-H to battery, so that we are keeping our batteries topped off for the flying lap when we come around again and try and ask the engine for full beans. These are the famous S's, the end of the one here. This is where Logan Sargent crashed. He took this curb out here, and then boom, his tires are on the outside grass here, and he slid all the way into the barriers there. So we're going to try and not replicate that, of course. Blind right-hander over here, downshift a whole bunch, tight right-hander here, power out under the bridge. This track is uniquely a figure-of-8 track, so we went under a bridge there. And the figure-of-8 track means that it's not like a loop in one direction, really, so it wears both sides of the car's tires evenly, which is a really unique factor of this track, and of, I think it's the only figure-of-8 track on the F1 calendar. That's any F1 calendar in past. I don't think they've ever had other figure-of-8 tracks. Spoon corner coming out onto the back straight here. With the battery charging mode, pay attention to how high our top speed, or how lack of how high it gets here. Only about 290, doesn't even get to 300 kilometers an hour. So what we're going to do now, before we get onto the start-finish straight, is we're going to change the MGU-K delivery to hot lap. There we go, hot lap now, and we're going to change the MGU-H mode to motor. So what that means is we're now asking the engine and the batteries to give us full beans. So let's go, full beans, out of this corner. The car wants to oversteer and leave you for dead there. DRS goes across finish straight. Now look how fast the car is going, 311, 320 some kilometers an hour. Pitch it in right here, look for this apex, downshift and brake as fast as you dare without losing the car. Power out here, don't get too greedy. Downshift once to engine brake, slow the car down for these S's. place the car as perfectly as you can manage. Use only the exact right amount of power. Kiss this apex here so you get a proper exit for this long high-speed section. Don't pull a Logan Sargent there. Bit of a lift, so we don't do that. Up to 300 kilometers an hour. Blind right-hander, downshift and brake twice. Into another tight right-hander. Okay, that's going to invalidate my lap time. Stewards will delete that. We're not going to worry about it too much. We're still going to look at the time. Ooh, I F that up pretty solid. It's okay, this won't be our only lap today. Power out here. You can see on the right-hand side of my gears, the yellow bar, and not as drastically the green bar are going down, meaning I'm taking energy out of the batteries. Compound corner here, hard to stay on the track. Power out here, bit of oversteer, had to catch the car. That was mightily scary. Let's check out how high our top speed gets here. 320 plus, 130R corner, snap it around there. Heaviest braking zone on the track into the chicane. Barely keeping it on the track. Oh yeah, there's that oversteer I was talking about earlier. What's this time going to be? Okay, at 136. It's the deleted lap time anyway. So we're going to change the engine mode back to battery and MGU-cage delivery to charging. And we're going to take a chill lap, or cool down lap, or charging lap, what are you going to call it? So if you watch the qualifying session for the F1 races, they do this, where they do, one super fast lap, one push lap they call it, use up all the energy, use up all the tires, and then they'll do a chill lap like this to recharge the batteries, cool down the tires. They'll often go in for a change of tires, and just like at the beginning, I was saying you can change all that alignment stuff with the tires in the garage. They might be changing that, they might be changing the wing angle to dial in the setup for what the drivers are saying, how the car behaves. So we're just going to relax, we're going to keep the car on the track, we'll go for another push lap once you get around to the start-finish straight again. I would encourage anyone, by the way, with the F1 TV Pro subscription to go back and watch the 2012 Japanese Grand Prix. That race is a gentleman by the name of Kamui Kobayashi, one of the best Japanese drivers ever to grace F1. On that super tight left-hand corner we did several corners ago, he was a master at pulling late braking, overtaking moves. He did it to like 6 people throughout the race. It was crazy to watch. Okay, without further ado, we're going to go back into hot lap, and we're going to go back into motor. Again, asking the engine for the most it can give us. Try not to spin out the car instantly. Okay, we're going to go for another hot lap. Let's see if we can beat that 136 time. Let's see if we can beat 134. I'm going to shut up a little bit and concentrate. Avoiding pulling a Logan Sargent there. This corner scares the shit out of me every time. This is the Kobayashi corner I was talking about, coming up right here, where he just nailed people under this braking zone and got past them. It's kind of hilarious to watch. The Japanese fans loved it. That exit kind of sucked. Again, I should shut up and concentrate. Recovered a bit of time there, I believe. I think DRS is allowed under this gantry. Boom. Get up to top speed here. No ABS or stability control or traction control on this. Okay, that was a 135. Not too bad. Let's go for another one. Compare what I'm doing to my time in the bottom left if you want. I can't really look at it, I gotta concentrate. skill issue. Yeah, this lap is going to be screwed then. Still going to push, still going to enjoy it. Getting a bit Larry. We'll switch our engine to battery as we end this lap, actually, so that we can have maximum power for the next lap and hopefully not screw it up. We're going to do that now, actually. Charging, battery. There we go, and we'll see how much slower the car is, even with DRS opened a bit early here. Switch it back now to hot lap and to motor. There we go, let's try this next push lap to not screw this one up ideally. Again, compare my inputs and my time in the bottom left. I like that. I did not like that. Yeah, see? It's so hard to line up all those corners back to back. That was a really good exit out of there, though. A lot better. Yeah, see, lots of improvement to have in those corners. You can see my delta, performance delta in the bottom left went green out there. Means I'm improving my time. Green good, red bad. Mostly in the red, of course, for this lap, because it was kind of shitty. We're going to go and charge our battery again, because again, that lap sucked. Put it back into top speed here just for a bit. We'll probably need to reset entirely, but I'm going to end the video before doing that. Are we green for this exit? Yeah, we are green. Okay. Theoretically, this should be the best lap, provided we don't run out of power. Okay, we got another dose of power across the line there. That's nice. Car sliding a bit there. Fun, but not fast. There we go, much better through there. Still not in the green though. There we go, now we're in the green. We're half second up on our best time yet. See if we can keep it. Effed it up a bit there. Up on the DRS a smidge early. Okay, lot better exit out there. Perfect. That was a 1:34. Yeah, so that equals my best time I've ever done, so I'm happy with that for today's video. Lots to learn, as you can see, driving this track. It's extremely difficult. That's why it's so much fun to try. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Yeah.